What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and today we're gonna be taking a look at one of Samsung's latest phones, the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. Now, of course, we already covered the Galaxy Fold 3. If you guys haven't seen that video, we put that phone through a real day in the life. I'll have it linked down below. But we're not here to talk about that phone. That phone's bigger, it's more expensive. This guy, it's more compact, less expensive. So let's talk about what you get when you pick one of these up. Before we get started, we gotta give a huge shout out to Eufy for sponsoring today's video. So what we've got right here, you guys, is Eufy's RoboVac X8 with twin turbine technology. Now what's special about this is that instead of using a single turbine, this thing uses two to increase the airflow up to 80% over the previous models. And each turbine has a suction power of 2,000 pascals, making it perfect for homes with furry friends like dogs or cats. But what I like about the X8 is that it can identify the layout and store multiple floors in your home. So if you've got different places that you want this thing to go, it'll be able to track everything that it's got around it, map it, so that you can use it wherever you want. And you can even use the Eufy app to access features like Tap and Go, which sends the X8 to specific rooms or locations in your home to clean. And it even has cool features like voice controls. And if you guys are interested in checking it out, I'll have pre-order links down below in the description. Definitely check the links in the description if you want to get a pre-order discount. But again, huge thanks to Eufy for sponsoring this portion of the video. So obviously this thing is a, yo, I'm kind of matching it today.
I thought you did it on purpose.
I didn't do it on purpose, Jay. This is magic. This is meant to be, baby. Yeah. But anywho, the Z Flip 3 is a flip phone, flip smartphone. How do you categorize this? But if you remember back in the day when flip phones used to be a thing, they were amazing to use, very fun, especially hanging up on somebody. But you know what? You hang up on it. Oh, it's so satisfying, banging on somebody. It was really good. But unfortunately, you won't quite be able to do that on this device. We've got much stronger hinges here. If you try to do that one-handed move where you, ooh, that could have been bad. But like, that just goes to show you, like it takes some precision, it takes some strength to do that. There's no satisfying hang-ups with this phone. But that's it's a good thing to have strong hinges. You don't want it to be flimsy and shaky when you're using your phone. So if you're looking to relive some of the old school days when you could do that, it's not what you're gonna get here. This has a stronger hinge so that you can go ahead and use this screen in a form factor that we're already used to without the compromise of it being shaky or something like that. But it sure was fun, just, shut up, Harry. No, I'm just joking. Don't put that in, Jay. So what we're working with here, guys, is a 6.7-inch display. It's a bit of a narrower device. I think the aspect ratio is like 22:9 aspect ratio. So it's a bit on the longer side. It's a very tall device. Now, it doesn't feel as narrow as like something like the Fold 3, where that front screen feels very narrow. This one still feels very comfortable in the hand. It's still a standard feel. Now, my only issue with this being a longer device is the button placement. So we've got the power button over here on the right side, as well as the volume controls. But like, look how far up these buttons are. Like, I have to get this phone in a really awkward position in order to kind of use them. Not a fan of those at all. I feel like if they put it down here at the bottom, that could have been a bit easier for some, thumb action. You could hold it like this, do the volume controls. That would have been a lot nicer, but you do have to like kind of stretch your thumb out or just do some two-handed action. Now, compared to the last Z Flip, this is an improved screen. We are getting 120 hertz refresh rate. So that means when you're going through the phone and you're navigating it, everything looks a lot smoother. Of course, it's a Samsung phone, so the screen's going to look good. The only thing is, because it is a flip phone, that means the screen will bend, and because of that, you will have a crease. Now, is the crease a big deal? It's one of those things that you get used to. It seems like a big deal at first. When you first get the device, you can't help but notice it, especially when the light hits it a certain way. You're gonna notice that big line going through the screen. But I can promise you, it's kind of like the notch, where as you use it with more time, or even like the little cutout for the camera at the top, you get used to all of that kind of stuff. So over time, if you're willing to pick this up so that you can get that flip functionality, just know that that is the compromise. Only thing that kind of sucks is when you're swiping down, you do feel it. Now, one thing to note is if you pick one of these up, you might notice what looks like a screen protector here. Now, that is something that Samsung has put on here to, of course, protect the screen. This is a pretty soft screen for it to be able to do the folding thing. Of course, they added some hardness to it, so they improved the quality here. But in case you don't read the manuals, I would definitely suggest not taking it off. Now, the phone being able to flip brings a whole slew of new features. Biggest one being just being able to make it a compact phone. You can throw this thing in your pocket and it's not a big deal. Now, being able to do this is great in terms of portability. It even makes it a bit safer to throw it in like your back pocket because you don't have like this big screen that you could potentially snap. You know, you just throw it in here, you can sit on it. I wouldn't recommend sitting on it, but like I would throw it in my back pocket with a little less fear of doing some serious damage to it. So that is a big, big perk. Portability, sit on it ability, I think is pretty legit. Now, my only thing is when you sometimes have it in your pocket and you're not looking, because it's in like this smaller form factor, there have been plenty of times where I just grab it, open it up, and it's like upside down. And that just gets annoying after a while. So you kind of have to start like checking the phone or like checking for buttons. Not a big deal, but it happened more times than I expected. So it's a thing. Cases? Yeah, if you get a case on this, you slap one piece here, you slap the other piece there, and then you can fold it like that. So if you're picking up this phone and you're like, I don't know if there's cases out there, cases exist. I'll have some of Samsung's linked down below in the description. Now, one cool thing that I like about this phone is that Samsung has added some extra functionality to it, even if you do have it closed. So you can see you've got the cameras here and you've also got a screen right next to it. So you've got like a nice little OLED screen and it can tell you all kinds of information like the time, the date, battery life. It's got like 6 different widgets. So you've got music, you've got your alarms, timer, you can add more. You got the weather, schedule, and Samsung Health. I personally really like that. So if you're maybe keeping your phone closed and you're working on something, you can kind of just see your notifications, or if you want, you can see widgets. So you've got some nice functionality there without having to go in and like open the phone all the way up. You can kind of just peek through with this little screen. Now, what's also cool is if you've got it in this mode, you can even double tap the power button, get access to your cameras. The screen acts as a viewfinder, and then you just, boom. You know, take a couple shots of the crew, you know, no big deal. But I think this is cool, just being able to use the screen, and it's actually not a bad looking screen. It's actually pretty good. These photos come out, I think, in a square shape, but completely usable stuff. Now, the cameras, they're pretty decent. I think they're the same cameras as the previous version, but of course, Samsung goes in, optimizes, does software tweaks, so it'll get better quality than what you get with the previous version, but overall it's the same hardware. And just like the Fold, these aren't going to be comparable to something like the Galaxy S21 Ultra or the S21 line in general, but they definitely get the job done. Now, of course, since we're talking about a flippable phone here, when you're in the camera app, you can actually just take it, do this, and you get access to like a built-in tripod. So you can go ahead, prop this down, take a picture. So that's cool, but what's ideal is when you throw a timer on here and then you just, so you don't have to worry about being the camera guy that doesn't get into the shot. You can place this down on like a table or something, run into the shot and get it. Look at your boy. It's a little bit soft, but it's okay. Now, unfortunately, with this kind of design, you can't throw like a gigantic battery inside of here. You got 3,300 milliamp hours, which on paper is definitely not a lot. So you're in that 4-hour range when it comes to actual screen on time. So it's not ideal, but it's a small compromise if you're trying to get like this kind of form factor. And with fast charging, it's not really that big of a deal. I'm only giving it the pass here because, come on, look at it, you guys. It's tiny, you know? So I get it. You can't jam pack gigantic batteries inside of here. And this thing's still packing the Snapdragon 888 processor, so being able to do whatever you'd expect to do on a smartphone is absolutely possible here. Honestly, the experience of using a high-end smartphone, you get it all here, minus some things like the camera and the battery life. But for the most part, anything that you'd want to do on here, you're completely capable of. One thing also is when you're watching content, because you've got like, you know, this longer screen. So if you pull up some content, let's check it out. So right here, what? Did Austin say he's in controversy? I gotta check that out later. All right, but look, you see, so you've got these wider black bezels, something to keep in mind. So when you're watching content, it's still fine, but you will have some of that. You can zoom in if you'd like, but it crops in quite a bit. So you see the top of Austin's head, how much space he has. Zoom in, we lose some hair. But when it comes to the actual speakers on these, they sound pretty solid, so you don't have to worry about the form factor having an impact on that. It still sounds really good. Now, something else that this form factor introduces is dust and lint, that kind of stuff. When you've got this guy chilling in your pocket for, you know, a couple hours, whatever, however long it is that you're sitting in your pocket, you will end up seeing, like, you know, some specks, some dirt, some stuff that you're gonna wanna wipe off. It's kind of the same with the Fold. You know, you keep that stuff in your pocket. Lint and dust, they're gonna accumulate inside of here. You might find yourself kind of wiping it down every now and then, going like this. It comes with the shape of these phones, but it is something to keep in mind. If that's gonna annoy you, always having to like, you just be mindful. Overall though, I think this is a pretty solid phone if you really want this form factor, if you want to relive the glory days of picking up a phone call by just going like that. That's not as easy as you think. You can't just like flick it open. You know, I know we talked about this already. You can't just do that to answer a call though. You gotta throw it back. And when you throw it back like that, you might mess up your hinge, so I don't recommend it. But you know, if you want to relive those glory days of having like a foldable device, something that can get small and compact and put away, you can go ahead and pick this up. It's not a bad buy. And it comes in at a reasonable price. I mean, we're calling $1,000 reasonable at this point. But that is where we're seeing with a lot of, you know, flagship smartphones these days. But that about wraps up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully this was helpful, gave you some insight into what it's like to have, like, you know, a foldable phone and what compromises and strengths that you get from it. But if you enjoyed it, please be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace. You guys ever own a flip phone?
I used to.
Really?
Yeah.
Both of you? Surprising that you have one, Carl.